Honored guests, please rise for the academic procession.
Good morning. Please be seated. My name is Jennifer Kupar. I am the Academic Dean for Case Western Reserve University School of Law. It is my privilege to convene the 2026 Law Diploma Ceremony, where we will present diplomas to our graduates whose degrees will be conferred this morning. We also welcome back those graduates who received their degrees this past January and August, who have returned to campus today to join us in these commencement celebrations. With each graduating class, the faculty has the privilege of watching something special happen. It begins at orientation, where you sit together as recent college graduates. Think back to that moment, the nerves and the sense that you were stepping into something entirely new. Along the way, you found your people, classmates, professors, and mentors who challenged and supported you and helped shape who you've become. You learned how to ask better questions, how to analyze, how to advocate. You won national competitions. You improved your clients' lives. Together, you devoted more than 50,000 hours to pro bono service. And over time, that early hesitation has given way to confidence. So now you sit together not as college graduates, not as law students, but as lawyers. I'm not sure there will be another 3-year period in your lives where you will grow and change as much as you have here. And all the while, the world was changing right alongside you. During your time here, conversations about the future of the profession have shifted. Technologies that were once theoretical are now part of daily practice. But what has not changed is that the law depends on human judgment. It depends on people who can sit with a client in a difficult moment and understand not just the legal issue, but the human one. Your time here was never just about learning the law. It was about learning how to think, how to adapt, and how to exercise judgment in moments that matter to real people with real consequences. Know that you are ready for whatever changes come, equipped with the lessons you've learned throughout your entire education and the discipline, curiosity, and purpose that have brought you to this day. It is now my honor to present the Dean of the School of Law, Paul Rose.
Good morning. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to our commencement ceremony in the 134th year of our law school. So this class represents an extraordinary combination of talent, perseverance, and global experience. You came to Case Western Reserve from around the country, across the world, some even from the west side of Cleveland, and together you built a community that's marked by resilience, ambition, and mutual support. You also started your practice. You advocated for clients, you conducted meaningful research, you competed, and you won at the highest levels in mock trial and moot court. You edited journals, you led organizations, you worked on real cases through clinics, labs, and externships. Your work has already made a difference in people's lives. That commitment to combining rigorous legal education with practical impact is part of what distinguishes Case Western Reserve University School of Law. We believe that lawyers should not only understand the law, but also know how to lead, how to innovate, how to solve problems, and how to serve others. This class embodied that vision. You've left a lasting mark on this law school, and you've made us incredibly proud. Now, no one gets through law school alone, so let me briefly recognize those who helped make this day possible. To our staff, thank you for supporting and guiding these students every step of the way. To our faculty, thank you for challenging, mentoring, and inspiring them. And to the families, friends, mentors, and loved ones here today, thank you for the encouragement and sacrifices that helped carry these graduates to this moment. So please join me in thanking all of them. Graduates, through hard work, determination, and integrity, you've earned one of society's most powerful credentials. The law is the invisible architecture of society that supports and organizes nearly every aspect of our lives. It protects liberty, structures opportunity, resolves conflict, and holds institutions accountable. And now you're entrusted with helping carry that responsibility forward. With your training and judgment, you can become defenders of liberty, you can be advocates for justice, you can be trusted counselors and leaders in your communities. Your degree opens doors, but it also carries with it obligations to lead with integrity, to advocate with courage, and to serve with humility. Before many of you practice, there is, of course, I'm sorry to have to mention it, one final challenge ahead, and that is the bar exam. It's demanding, but we have confidence in you. You're more than capable of meeting that challenge. Approach it with the same resilience and determination that brought you to this stage today. Soon you will join a remarkable global community of Case Western Reserve University School of Law alumni. And wherever your path takes you, remember this: you always have a home here. Please stay connected, share your successes, and help support the students who follow you. To paraphrase some ancient advice, rise up. You've got this. We will support you, so take courage and do it. Now it's my pleasure to turn the program over to Matthew O'Connell, President of our Law Alumni Association Board. Matt.
Dean Rose, professors and faculty, distinguished guests, family, friends, and certainly not least, the graduating class of Case Western Reserve School of Law, class of 2026. Give yourselves a hand, please. On behalf of the Law Alumni Advisory Board, of which I have been honored to serve as a board member for the past 7 years, and as president for the past 2 years, congratulations on your achievement and on your graduation. In a few moments, the 12,000 members of the Case Law alumni worldwide will grow by another 219 members. You today join Case alumni all over the country and all over the world, alumni who have become judges, legislators, government officials, and social leaders, law professors, corporate leaders and counsel, public interest lawyers, and no doubt many other roles. You will be alumni of Case Law for a long, long time, hopefully. The Law Alumni Association is governed by an advisory board of 30-plus members. The association's role is to assist with student recruitment, to mentor law students and young attorneys, to support the law school publicly and financially, and to help Case Alumni Network and to promote employment in the legal profession, and to recognize outstanding alumni and faculty with annual awards. We do this because a strong law school will benefit you long after your graduation. So consider this an invitation to stay involved with your law school as an alumnus. Bring your experience and wisdom back to help future law students in the many ways that the Law Alumni Association creates to make them and the law school better. Stay in touch with your professors and your fellow classmates. Your classmates will become one of the biggest assets you'll have as you go through the practice of law. And on behalf of all Case Law alumni, welcome to the club. And congratulations on your entrance to the profession which you all worked so hard to achieve. To all of you, best of luck and Godspeed as you tackle the bar exam, the legal profession, and your future. And yes, you should pass the bar exam. Seize the day. Good luck and congratulations to the Case Law class of 2026.
Thank you, Matthew, for those welcoming words. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Case Western Reserve University School of Law, I congratulate each of you on your graduation. You have been challenged to think through hard questions and competing perspectives. It has been an honor to have you as students at our law school. We are proud of your outstanding achievements, both in and out of the classroom. We are confident that you will excel in your professional careers and will continue to contribute a great deal to your communities. I now have the honor of presenting the Order of the Coif. The Order of the Coif originated in 15th century English Inns of Courts to honor the best barristers. It was started in this country by a handful of law schools over 100 years ago to honor the top students in each class. We honor those members of the class of 2026 who are graduating in the top 10% of their class. When I call your name, please stand and remain standing. Names will be read in alphabetical order, and please hold your applause until I have called all names. Brendan Jonathan Baird. Emma Elizabeth Boffman. Jenna Renee Turichetti. Caitlin Francis Chonko. Brooke Marie Copenhaver. Benjamin David Fugate. Olivia Porter Jack. Elizabeth Jane Latner. Lauren Ashley Malaber. Matthew John Matolka. Catherine Ann McClure. Ryan Timothy McKinley. Owen Jorg Stickney. Lexi Eleni Sudis. Lucas R. Van Dyke. Atticus Gerard Williams. Congratulations to all of you. The Commencement Program book lists those graduates who have been recognized for their academic and extracurricular excellence with special honors and awards. Those students who are graduating with academic honors will be recognized as they receive their diplomas. It is also my honor to now recognize the recipients of a few special awards. If your name is called, please stand to be recognized. The Cum Studis Tum Moribus Principis Award is presented to a member of the graduating class who has achieved academic distinction and set an example of honor and dignity for others to follow. This year's awardee is Owen Jorg Stickney. Congratulations. The Dean's Awards for Community Service are given to an individual and to an organization that has made outstanding contributions to public service. This year's award for community service for an individual goes to Daniel Esteban Alvarez. Congratulations. This year's award for community service for an organization recognizes the Refugee Outreach Collective. Congratulations to all of you who have contributed your time and talents to this organization. Finally, the School of Law Leadership Awards honor students who have made significant contributions to student organizations and fostered community within the school. This year's Leadership Award recipient is Margaret Jean Kanicki. Maggie is the outgoing president of the Student Bar Association. She will now announce some additional awards as well as our student speaker. Maggie, please come on up to the stage.
Good morning. My name is Maggie Konecki, and it is my pleasure to announce the 4 following awards. If you are here, please stand to be recognized when your name is called. For LLM Professor of the Year, the winner is Jack Turner. JD Teacher of the Year is Professor Eric Chafee. Class of 2026 1L Professor of the Year is Professor Sharona Hoffman. And the Dennis J. Jenks Memorial Award for Administrator of the Year is Miss Brianna Brooks. Again, congratulations to all our award winners, and thank you for making such a meaningful impact on all of our law school experiences. Before I introduce our student speaker, I'd like to take a moment to recognize another important group of people here today. When we started law school, most of us only had a vague sense of what the next 3 years would look like. We quickly learned that it would mean long nights, rough, cold calls, and learning an entirely new way of thinking. But it also meant something more. It meant finding our footing, building confidence, and figuring out what kind of advocates we want to be. And along the way, we also found each other, people who understood exactly what we mean when we say, I have no idea what's going on in class. But what really made this journey possible were the people cheering us on from the outsides. The one who read and reread all of our personal statements, celebrated our acceptance to case, and took our late night calls when we were studying. Reassured us after all those difficult exams, and most importantly, reminded us of who we were beyond law school. With that in mind, if you are here as a partner, parent, sibling, family member, or friend who supported a member of the class of 2026, please stand if you are able. Everybody rise. Class of 2026, please join me in thanking them with a round of applause. Thank you. You may be seated. To our loved ones, this accomplishment belongs to you just as much as it does to us. Your support carried us here and will continue to shape everything we do next. It is now my honor to introduce and welcome our class of 2026 student speaker, Jordan Kiera Dawson, to the stage.
Good morning. My name is Jordan Kiera Dawson, and it is my honor to speak with you today. On this momentous occasion, the class of 2026 and I are officially graduates of Case Western Reserve University School of Law. But we're not just graduates. Today, we are lawyers. Class of 2026, give yourselves a round of applause. When people ask what law school is like, we could mention the sleepless nights, the endless pages, or the self-doubt. But that would only be half the story. The truth is, every challenge and every setback became the fire that shaped us. We were forged in it. And when the flames cleared, we found not just who we were, but who we were meant to be. Advocates and voices for justice, ready to stand firm in the heat. Each of us walked through our own fire. Mine began when I took the LSAT for the first time and bombed it. It followed me to Cleveland, over 800 miles from home, where I knew no one. My blaze was fierce. It showed up when I struggled with imposter syndrome, homesickness, and received grades lower than I expected. It followed me into spaces where I encountered racism and sexism and faced people who attacked my character and doubted my potential. Maybe some of you can relate, but for others, your fire may have looked different. For some, it was leaving home behind to chase your dreams. For others, it was raising families, planning weddings, and attempting to study for finals with a screaming baby in the background. Some of us stumbled academically, trying to make sense of torts in Professor Strasfeld's class, understand the nature of Professor Kuh's cold call questions in constitutional law, or preparing for a final in Professor Benza's class, knowing he created it so no one could complete it in the allotted time frame. And some of us carried a deep heaviness that no one could have prepared us for. Losing family members and friends, battling depression and anxiety, and struggling to maintain relationships outside of our busy schedules. Yet, standing here today, we share one truth. Those flames didn't consume us. They refined us. But we didn't survive our fires alone. We had and continue to have the support of our villages who are here with us to celebrate this achievement. Thank you to my village, my family, friends that became my family, and the community I built in law school. And thank you to all the villages that are near and far, supporting each and every single graduate here today. We wouldn't have made it through our own personal fires without your love and support. Today, we stand at the edge of what comes next, forged by the fire that tested and strengthened us. Those long nights, the setbacks, and the sacrifices were never signs of failure. They were proof that we could endure. Now we carry that strength forward as advocates ready to speak for the voiceless, as problem solvers ready to confront uncertainty, and as leaders ready to build something better. We were forged in the fire of law school, and because of it, we do not fear the heat ahead. Instead, we create the light that guides the way. Congratulations to the class of 2026.
Thank you, Jordan. Family and friends, you can see why we are so very proud of Jordan and all of our graduates. So I am pleased to introduce today's keynote speaker, an accomplished alumnus and nationally respected legal leader. Jeff Herman is a member of the Case Western Reserve University School of Law class of 1985, and he serves as the founder and CEO of Herman Law, based in Florida and New York. Jeff is a nationally recognized trial lawyer who has dedicated his career to giving a voice to survivors of sexual abuse and holding powerful institutions accountable. Over the course of his legal career, Jeff has built a reputation not only as a successful attorney, but also a trailblazer and a relentless advocate for justice and human dignity. Jeff has represented thousands of clients across the country and has helped shape the national conversation around responsibility, advocacy, and the role lawyers can play in changing lives. While at Case Western Reserve University School of Law, Jeff served as editor of the Journal of International Law and president of the International Law Society. In addition, Jeff is an inductee into the Society of Benchers, the law school's Hall of Fame. Today, he returns to speak to a graduating class preparing to enter a profession that demands courage, integrity, compassion, values that have defined his career. So please join me in welcoming our commencement speaker, Mr. Jeff Herman.
Almost there. Dean Rose, faculty, proud families, and most importantly, the class of 2026. Thank you for having me back. There's something about returning to Case Western Reserve, and I got a chance to walk through the law school today and walk through the halls. Remembering that this is where it all started for me. Not just the degree, but the foundation, the way of thinking, the lessons learned. I'll never forget when I showed up to one of my business law classes unprepared. And of course, I was called on that day. Tough day. But lesson learned. When I show up to court now, I show up prepared. It all started here. The first stones were laid right here. And so before anything, I want to thank Case Western Reserve School of Law for that. Once upon a time, I was sitting right where you're sitting. Terrified and proud, but wondering, what's going to come next. I had absolutely no idea. What came next for me was representing survivors of sexual abuse, people who were harmed as children, in foster care, in schools, in religious institutions, in places where they were supposed to be protected. But nobody would listen. My job every day is to make people listen. I didn't plan that. I followed my passion when I saw that opportunity to help a family years ago when my career first started. And that's the first thing I want to say to you, is to follow your passion. Find out what drives you. But as you find that passion and you follow it, and I hope you follow it hard, don't forget it's about the journey, not the destination. So many lawyers I know spent their careers chasing the next big thing, the next job, the next case, the next milestone. And they got there, but they looked up one day and missed all the richness of that journey. The late nights with colleagues who become lifelong friends. The first time a client looks at you and trusts you completely with something that broke them. The cases that don't go your way, but teaches you more than the cases that do. The small victories that don't make the news, but mean everything to the person sitting across the table from you. And through it all, the long nights, the hard cases, the wins and the losses, the people who will keep you grounded are the ones waiting for you at home, the ones surrounding you here today, your families. They're not a footnote in your career. They're the reason it means something to you. The milestone that feels hollow until you share it with them. The hard day that becomes bearable because someone who loves you is on the other end of the line. Build your career with ambition, but build your life with them in it. That is the journey. It is not the prelude to your career, it is your career. Pay attention to it and savor it. Because the destination has a way of moving in the moment. And once you arrive, the memories you carry are the ones that you made along the way. Now, you're entering a career with no shortage of paths. Big law, government, startups, public interest, and the world is going to be very confident about telling you which is the right path for you. Usually the one with the best salary and the most recognizable name. I'm not here to tell you which path is right. I'm here to tell you the most important question that you can ask yourself is, which path will you still believe in at 11 o'clock p.m. on a Wednesday night when the work is hard and nobody's watching? For me, the answer has always been the same: people in the room with the least power. Find yours and build your career around it. Now, as I say, follow your passion. I want to add something very important. That is, follow your passion with integrity. This profession will test you. The senior partner who wants you to cut a corner. The client who wants to shade the facts. A deadline that tempts you to cut a corner. The practice of law is not just a set of technical skills. It's a daily decision about who you are. Your reputation is not built in the moments when integrity is easy. It's built in the moments when integrity costs you something. But that is what's going to make you feel whole. That is what's going to be there at the end of the day as your career goes on in the long term. In 30 years of watching lawyers, I've never seen someone lose in the long run by doing the right thing, but I've seen plenty of people lose everything by doing the wrong thing. Take that seriously and protect it fiercely. One more thing, and you'd be right to be thinking about this, because the world you're entering is very different than the world I entered. Artificial intelligence is here. It's already inside the practice of law, and it will go deeper. It will do things that used to take associates hours and hours to do in a matter of minutes. That is true, and you should learn to work with it. But here is what AI will not do. It will not sit across the room from a survivor and hold the weight of what that person has carried. It will not make a jury believe that a child's suffering matters. It will not exercise judgment in the face of moral complexity. The skills that make a great lawyer, curiosity, empathy, courage, and unshakable ethics, are precisely the skills that no model can replicate. Class of 2026, you've worked hard for this day. Now go find work that is worthy of you. Do it with passion, do it with integrity, and do it in a way that adds up to something, a career you can point to and say, that mattered. Congratulations, now go make it count.
Thank you, Jeff, for those wonderful and really inspiring remarks. I will now turn the time over to Associate Dean Jenna Hosier to present the class of 2026 graduates.
Dean Rose, faculty, and honored guests, it is my great privilege to present the class of 2026 graduates who have received the degree of Doctor of Juridical Science. This terminal degree is awarded for 2 or more years of advanced academic study and research in the field of law. Sadah bin Khalid bin Salman Al Saud. Mashari Saud Al Zahrani. Chen Linhui. Guo Cheng. It is now my privilege to present the class of 2026 graduates who have received the degree of Juris Doctor. Graduates who have earned their degrees with honors can be identified by the honor cords over their lapels. Cum laude graduates have a white cord. Magna cum laude graduates have a white cord and a white coif atop their tams. And summa cum laude graduates have a gold cord and coif. Lydia Sibagatis Abraham. Neil Yogi Agarwal. Elena Ray Alessio. Carly Delyn Allen. Daniel Esteban Alvarez. Jack Graham Anderson. Ashna Aurora. Catherine Ann Bepler. Brandon Jonathan Baird. Emma Elizabeth Boffman. Isabel Marie Bazzi. Sadie Elizabeth Begum. Kayla Rose Benfield. Joel Quinton Berg. Jacqueline Ann Berger. Joshua Allen Balinson. Nicholas Andrew Bettler. Lauren Marie Bollinger. Angelina Catherine Boer. Alexander Edward Brown. Benjamin George Buckley. Logan Adam Byler. Carter James Callender. Douglas J. Carter. Damian Chafin. Haley Marie Charvet. Shi Chen. Jenna Renee Chirichetti. Caitlin Frances Chanko. Nathan Michael Klein. Benjamin Maxwell Collado. Evan J. Coons. Brooke Marie Copenhaver. Hudson Stephen Curtin. Ryan P. Dalton. Morgan J. Davies Lane. In addition to her Juris Doctor, Ms. Davies Lane is also graduating with a Master's of Compliance and Risk Management from the School of Law. Jordan Kiera Dawson. Nathaniel James Demlow. Jaming Dong. Christopher Michael Doyle. Elena Grace Dubervetz. Fatima Al-Zahra El-Ghazawi. Allison Marie Einen. Anthony Michael Falbo. Molly Marie Fink. Bayan Faraj. Claire Elaine Fedor. Sophia Bianca Fisher. Edith Fuentes Cerrillo. Benjamin David Fugate. Caitlin E. Funk. Gabriel Anthony Gaynor. Kate Elizabeth Galligan. Andrew Darren Eugene Gant. Christopher Warren George. Demosthenes Ian Georges. Maria Galmi. Michaela Ann Gilday. Zachary Aaron Gilday. In addition to his Juris Doctor, Mr. Gilday is also graduating with a Master's of Compliance and Risk Management from the School of Law. Fallon Joy Goodland. Christian Mackenzie Goins. Sydney Monet Billy Granger. Nicole Danielle Griffin. Gabrielle Faith Hawk. Lauren Christine Hogan. Jiqing Huang. Isabel Hunt. Olivia Porter Jack. Joshua Lee Jenny. Henry Jiang. Derek Christopher Jones. Nikita Dinesh Joshi. Margaret Jean Konecki. Loudon James Keel. Morgan Olivia Kirkpatrick. Patrick Thomas Krebs. Philip Min Kwan. Elizabeth Jane Latner. Teresa Francine Leibowitz. Daniel Atom Leeserman. Christopher Antonio Limas. Jared A. Levine. Michaela Zane Lewis. Daishuan Lee. Andrew Nolan Lynch. Lauren Ashley Malaber. Leah Truppen Mandel. Christian Lincoln Merrick. Joshua Hamilton Marshall. Vanessa Marshall. Matthew John Matulka. Catherine Ann McClure. Ryan Timothy McKinley. Maggie Marie McNay. Kristen Francis Mahalko. Cecilia Jean Mercer. Miss Mercer's diploma is being presented by her mother, Catherine Mercer, Professor of Lawyering Skills. Lauren Olivia Millen. Marissa Jane Miller. Abigail Noel Morris. Rahel Kutakor Nikwe. Lauren Elise Osborne. Lauren Julia Ostrom. Liam James Parsons. Alejandro David Pascal. Haley Ashokumar Patel. Riddhi P. Patel. Erin Macy Pat. Holly Ann Pierzynski. Tatum Elizabeth Peterson. Megan Ada Petrosini. Vanessa Sarah Pilatova. Rohit Kumar Rakit. Samantha Michelle Reddy. Garrett Allen Reese. William Gervison Robinalt. Matthew Walter Roddy. Iris Yesenia Rodriguez. In addition to her Juris Doctor, Ms. Rodriguez is also graduating with a Master's of Compliance and Risk Management from the School of Law. Vincent Catalino Romero. Ashley Alejandrina Rubio. Matthew Daniel Santacroce. Holly Alice Sapienza. Amy Beth Schnupp. Charles Jedediah Scholes. Patrick Hugh Schuster. Anna Victoria Scott. Elena Marie Seguin. Jacob Wesley Showman. Aziz Mohammed Sidki. Douglas Gerald Smits. Karthi Shrikant. Owen York Stickney. Yohang Sun. Hannah Rose Taylor. Patricia Ann Taylor. Corinne Lee Teague. Carson Olivia Thompson. Nikola Ivan Tomic. Masiagbe Vicencia Nora Traore. Jeremy Allen Traw. Haley Marie Trimpey. Lexi Eleni Sudis. Lucas Van Dyke. Jorge Aldair Velez. Emily Elise Walling. Luke Arnold Workel. Melinda Rose Week. In addition to her Juris Doctor, Ms. Week is also graduating with a Master's of Compliance and Risk Management from the School of Law. Brianna Elizabeth White. Michael J. Whitehead, Jr. Atticus Gerard Williams. Candace Danielle Williams. Hunter Brian Williams. Shenley Ward Wish. Julia Jean Wellness. Mohammed A. Yaqub. Liberty York. Kalina Z. Zuterman. Amy Lynn Zinda. It is now my privilege to present the class of 2026 graduates who have received the degree of Masters of Law and Master of Compliance and Risk Management. Those graduates who have earned their degrees with honors can be identified by a purple cord over their lapels. Fahad Marshad F. Albadan. Majed Gassab A. Al-Mutari. Reed Ahmed Al-Arif. Hind Omar Al-Rabayan. Nora Baluka. Jai Yilin. Solomon Cardona. Chen Junming. Rosebud Elizabeth Davis. Gao Yuqing. Li Shinchi. Liang Hong. Lu Rongjing. Mao Yuqing. Mona Lisa Mudape. Cecilia del Rosario Panta. Ping Shanyu. Tanisha Gwendolyn Robinson. Felipe Neves Rodriguez Brown. Sheng Ping Ping. Jessa Nicole Stoffel. Suzanne Marie Shutter. Kimberly Ann Volarsic. Alyssa Lee Volmer. Huang Xinyao. Daniel Bernard Whitworth. Wu Hoi. Beatrice Zanato Gama. Zhang Bohan. Zhang Jiran. Please join me in offering a final congratulatory applause to all members of the graduating class of 2026.
By order of the Board of Trustees and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I now confer upon these candidates the degree of Doctor of Juridical Science, Juris Doctor, Master of Compliance and Risk Management, or Master of Laws, and admit them to the honors, rights, privileges, and obligations pertaining thereto. So we've reached the end of our celebration. In a moment, The recessional will leave the building. To our guests, we'd appreciate it if you would remain in your seats while the faculty and the graduates exit the building for the academic recessional. There's another ceremony in this venue starting soon, so please do move well away from the building before stopping to converse and take photographs so that the staff are able to reset the auditorium for that next ceremony. There'll be lots of time and space to take photos throughout the campus or at the Tinkerville University Center, where we will have our dessert reception immediately following this event. So graduates, as you reflect on your time here and prepare to enter the profession of law, I want you to consider the words of Justice Thurgood Marshall. The legal system can force open doors. It can sometimes even knock down walls, but it can't build bridges. That job belongs to you and to me. The challenges that you face in practice won't always be easy. They won't be fair. You won't choose all the cases you encounter, the conditions in which you serve, but you will choose how you meet those moments. You will choose whether to uphold the law with compassion, to advocate with integrity, and to lead with humility. The law gives you the tools, but it's your character, it's your courage, it's your conviction that will determine how you use them. As we come to the end of our 2026 commencement, know that we are all so very proud of you. Go change the world. And of course, don't forget to stay in touch. Thank you, everybody.